And we're live.
All right, welcome back
Yeah, we're here.
to this is the PAX East episode where PAX East is happening right now.
It's true. Is it
So
happening
John's
right
on here.
now? Does it start on Thursdays now?
I believe it. Yeah, I was seeing like Thursday passes for sale because I subscribe to that subreddit that's like PAX passes.
Yeah.
If you ever need to like sell them or try and buy them because you didn't get access to it. So yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
It's on Thursday.
Okay. Cool. Neither of us are there, obviously.
Also, easy way to know if it's on. The whole Borderlands thing was a PAX panel.
I didn't look into that at all.
Whoa, oh man, we are going to talk about that shit show. Anyway, we'll get to that later.
Okay.
That's for like 30 minutes from now.
A sneak peek. That's a sneak peek.
Yeah.
I saw Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Without no spoilers for those
it's
worried.
I mean, it's as good as a Superman type movie can be, where there's never any real danger, because that's what she is. So it's fine.
Yeah, there's definitely kind of like a question of just like how powerful is she? Like,
she's Marvel Superman. Like, that's what she is. So
right, and I understand that, but I mean,
but not even really, because Superman had kryptonite even.
True. Yeah, and I just don't know enough about Captain Marvel. Like, does she have a weakness? Like, the movie just kind of doesn't really go into it, and it's just like she can do like literally anything by the end of that movie. Again, I don't really want to get into spoilers about that part, but I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, it was fun. I had an okay time with it. It's a Marvel movie. It is another one of those.
I thought Sam Jackson looked amazing.
Yep, Sam Jackson was good. Sam Jackson's
with the whole de-aging stuff.
Yeah, and of course the cat's great cat.
Yeah, like very good cat. I think I even said to you, if you're a fan of cats, you're gonna like this cat.
It's a good cat.
I just love Sam. I just love Mr. Jackson's like relationship to that cat. It is very funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You know who I actually loved was the best friend girl, the other pilot.
I was disappointed they didn't do like it wasn't long enough to do more with her, honestly.
Either way though, every scene she was in, she just like stole that scene. What an amazing actor. Like, that is not the last time we're going to see that girl in other movies. She is like a threat at this point. She did such a good job.
Yeah, she was real good. I agree.
So but I mean, like, of course you watched it because you're getting ready for Endgame. That's coming out in a month.
Pretty much. It was between that and Us, and I still do want to see Us, but like, I don't know if the girlfriend wants to see it, and this was an easy bet. Like, okay, we like Marvel movies, so this will be fine. At worst, it'll be okay. Like, it won't be necessarily bad. So
right, yeah, I feel like the era of like bad Marvel movies is like gone. Probably. You know what you're getting. You're gonna get like a Borderline, like this, like a totally fine movie.
Yeah, at the very worst, you'll get a fine movie. So yeah, it's fine.
I'm not gonna see Us. I don't do scary movies, but I hear that movie is very good.
Yeah, people. There's a couple people that said they didn't like it, but for the most part, everybody else has been raving about it. So I'm into it. I'll check it out probably.
I'm planning to see Dumbo this weekend, despite it getting bad reviews, and I don't care about Tim Burton.
Yeah. Oh, you'll have to let me know how it is, because I don't care about that thing at all.
Right. I'm already kind of like, I'm like watching all of the live action remakes, so like, well, I guess I should see Dumbo. Yeah. And it's also I haven't like gone to the movies in a while. Like, movies haven't like started real yet, so I'm kind of just like scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Shazam, though, I am stoked that Shazam is getting real good reviews.
Yeah, I kind of want to see
Shazam. I'm so happy about that. Like, I'm a big Zachary Levi fan. I watched all of Chuck. I was really hoping Shazam was going to be good, but it was like, but it's a DC movie.
Yeah,
they're all bad, every single one of them, for the most part. But I'm happy that Shazam's at like 95% at the moment. I'm stoked on that.
That's one I want to see as well, for sure.
Yep. And okay, in terms of watching stuff, I wanted to talk about this before we got into the podcast. Sure. You watched all of Love, Death, and Robots?
No, I have a couple left.
Okay, we should talk about them, and we should pick like our top like fave 5.
Okay.
No, again, no spoilers. We'll just talk about like the Dracula one, blah blah blah, stuff like that, because I don't remember all the names.
Yeah, I don't really either.
But let's what are your thoughts on Love, Death, and Robots? Actually, why don't you explain what it is to people who don't know?
Yeah, so Love, Death, and Robots is an anthology series where every episode is the creative team's different depiction of, Love, Death, and Robots, basically. Like a post-apocalyptic type world or whatever. Not even post-apocalyptic,
just sci-fi.
but like...
I think it's just sci-fi.
Just sci-fi.
In general.
It's, think animated Dark Mirror, basically.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay,
yep.
way to
produced by David Fincher.
Produced by David Fincher. Yep.
I think Tim Miller is also tied to it.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Who wrote
Deadpool. So the thing that's cool about it is that
it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Every episode is different. Like a different.
They're also like on average 10 minutes long. So
yeah, they're short.
Like 18 episodes or something like that.
18. Yep, you got it. So yeah. So the thing is that like how like you could choose what your favorites are the subject matter and of course just like how it looks, because the animation styles are vastly different.
Sure.
For example, I didn't love the Dracula one, but I thought it looked very cool. I like the animation style of like specifically the weird gory stuff that happens in it.
Some of these are brutal. Like they get like real messed up. So what I kind of like is some of them, they're more like half of them are pretty dark, but every like second one, they'll put like a palette cleanser in there of something nice. There's a span of like 3 or 4 near like the early to mid teens that are just brutal back to back. And it's just like, oh God, please stop.
Yeah. Also, I guess I should say this is extraordinarily not safe for work content. Don't watch this with parents, maybe. Because some of them,
unless you got like real cool parents, but I mean,
even then,
if you have parents that you can play Cards Against Humanity with, you can watch this.
There's, I would say some of them have gratuitous nudity for no reason.
I don't know if I would say it's gratuitous. I would just say like it's.
I don't know that the one I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's the one with the girl that's running away from the guy with the witness. There's just like a whole like strip
I really like
that
one.
Scene
actually, that one does get
for no reason.
I know, yeah. I guess I could see that. That's one of my favorites. I thought the art style was fantastic. It reminded me of Spider-Verse, actually.
Yeah, no, totally. That's why it stood out to me as a sore thumb that middle part like happens, because it's like, but you were doing so good, and then it ends off on this fucking like I can't talk about it, but it ends off on this real cool like weird twist, and you're like, oh geez.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I will say though, at least it's not just like when it comes to the nudity, it's like only tits. Like there's a whole bunch of dicks in there too.
Yeah, there's
so it's not just like a male gaze kind of thing going on.
There's some dong hanging around all the time.
There's a bunch of like floppy dongs. Yeah, there's a bunch in there.
Just everywhere, yeah.
Okay, so what are your like, you don't even have to have them ranked, but if you had to pick 5.
If I had to pick 5, The Witness is easily one of them. Easily.
The Witness is on mine as well. Yep.
I'm trying to decide if I really like the first one or if I just like the tone it set for the rest of the series, because it kind of does this weird thing. Like it has a weird twist to it. I don't know. I have some issues with it, but it's like it's
okay. I mean, you can
striking.
move them around. You can put it on your 5 for now, and you can take it off.
Yeah.
I'll give you one. So wait, how far did you get? What's the last one you watched?
Not much. I don't think it was the last one I watched, but one of the last ones was oh my god, I can't remember what it's called. It's the one where they get lost in space.
Oh, okay.
Because that's on my top 5 as well. Yeah, that's on my top 5.
You're only like halfway through it, actually. You didn't even hit like the like that span of 3 or 4 I was talking about. You're only about halfway through. Wow. Okay. Did you finish that one?
Yeah.
That one's messed up. That one has a weird twist at the end that is like horrifying and is messed up.
Yeah. Good Hunting. That one sounds familiar. Oh, Good Hunting was good. That's the Fox lady.
Yeah, that one's good. I think that's in my top 5. I actually have a number 1, and you haven't seen it yet. It's called Zima Blue.
Okay.
I think it's actually like the first one after that like span of them. And it's not like a dark one, but it's just like a really weird one. And the ending is strange. And like, I don't even really know what about it, but when it ended, I was just like, that was cool and bizarre, and that's my favorite one.
What was one of
your
yogurt
least
one? Favorites?
I think is really great.
Okay, that's my least favorite by far.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's probably like the happiest one of them all.
Yeah. It definitely is the happiest of them.
Yeah.
The three robots one is cute too.
Yeah, and that's the first like palate cleanser one. Yeah. Which is nice to get right after that first episode, because that first episode ends and you're just like, oh, what did I just watch?
I guess like maybe too, this might be like a thing people should watch out for. Like some trigger warnings probably for some of the content in those is like the first one deals with like a rape story.
Sure, like, there's several things about that and whatnot. Yeah, it is not suitable for work. It is adult content for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's really cool. What the vibe I got from it, and I put this on Twitter, is it's like how I felt about the Animatrix back when that came out. Like just a bunch of like little animated stories in this universe that I liked. So like I kind of like that it's basically just like a bunch of sci-fi stories.
I never watched the Animatrix. I did watch the Batman anthology thing that came out, like Gotham City Stories or whatever it was called. I watched that one.
I never did watch that. Was that good?
I enjoyed that. It's been so long since I watched that one though, so I can't really remember much about it. There's this werewolf one in the in Love, Death and Robots that is messed up. Like it's probably like the most brutal of them all.
Yeah. The one set in like Afghanistan or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for my fifth one, I'm gonna pick the one that actually has the least animation in it. It actually has actors. It has Topher Grace and Mary Elizabeth Winstead in it.
Okay.
And it's just this. It's pretty short. There's not much of a story involved with it. I don't want to spoil what happens in there, but that's gonna be like my fifth one.
Okay. That werewolf one is cool. So
you have seen the werewolf one?
Yeah.
Okay, I think you're further than than I think you are then, or that you can remember.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Anyway, that werewolf one it gets gross.
Yeah.
Like it gets real gross.
That fight is real good.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Okay, any other ones you want to call out?
Not off the top of my memory. I really like that one with the ship that gets lost. Just like sci-fi horror at its finest. Just an uneasy feeling the whole time, and then when the thing happens that you find out what's going on, it's so much worse.
Yeah, it is real bad. It is real gross. Okay, well, like I said, Zima Blue, that's my favorite, so keep your eye out for Zima Blue. You'll have to let me know what you think about it when you get to that.
Yeah.
But let's do the podcast. It's this is the Top Down Perspective. It's March 28th. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
And like we said, John is at PAX East.
Mm-hmm.
He will be back next week. We have spoken to him about his schedule. He will be back on the next episode.
Yep.
But Paul, what have you been playing?
So I picked up Devil May Cry 5 again. Played a little bit more of that. And that game is just so good. Those characters play so weird and different. Like, the way V plays with his familiars is so weird, where you're controlling, like, that Shadow Panther and his, like, bird and shit like that at the same time. And he doesn't kind of, like, do anything himself except for, like, deliver finishing blows to enemies that are weakened.
Right.
And, like, the poetry button is hilarious, where he just reads poetry. Yeah. I don't know. That game is real cool. I don't care at all about getting like good scores at all, because I just like really like the story and stuff like that. So I'm kind of just fighting my way through it right now. And yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. Not a whole lot to say about it without talking about specific story beats, but I'm probably about halfway, I think, now. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that thing wraps up, because it's one of those series that just gets crazier and crazier. So I'm kind of excited to see how crazy they go, and if they pull a Bayonetta and go full like batshit insane by the end, or if they rein it back a little bit.
At this point, I'm just kind of like waiting for a sale, so I'll pick it up on Xbox.
Yeah,
whenever that happens. Did you get the deluxe edition? Are you watching those super cutscenes?
I started watching them when I first started playing, but I couldn't understand or anything that was going on, so I turned them off and I'll watch them after.
Okay.
So I saw the like beginning one with the people like running around as like the crow and all that. It's silly.
It's so good. It's super good.
Yep.
That's great. I'm glad those are in there.
Yeah, it's really good. But a lot of my time this week actually went to The Division 2 because I jumped hardcore into that.
Yeah.
So I'm at Endgame, World Tier 1, working up to World Tier like 5 will be this Friday. So that'll be cool.
Well, you've gone way past me.
Where are you in it?
I'm like level 18.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so now I guess that's just kind of a level grind where I'll just buddy up with some people and like do some of those strongholds and some of that Black Tusk garbage that happens at the end. And yeah, I think that game's really, really good. It basically fixes problems I had with the Division 1, and it just feels super satisfying to play. I really like the shooting in that game. I think it's very good.
Right, I was complaining last week that the skills were broken. They fixed that since the last episode.
I heard about this. So it was a bug where it's just like you would deploy the skill, but you wouldn't get it, and it would be on cooldown.
Yeah.
That's basically dumb. Yeah.
Yeah. So now they worked, which was really nice because you get in some of those fights and it's like, man, they are rough. That is a hard game. And playing through them without the skills made it that much harder. When we got the skills back, it was like easy mode. But that game is still pretty hard. Those enemies will flank you. They will mess you up.
Yeah, they can screw you up for sure. What skill build are you running right now anyway?
It's pretty much the only one I've been using. I have the like attack drone.
Okay.
Just basic attack drone, and then I have the healing chem launcher for myself.
Okay, cool. I'm currently running the Hive cluster to revive me if I die, and
okay.
And the assault shield that you can use your main weapon with to push up.
Oh, a shield. See, I've been going like shields seem super lame.
Yeah, shield's real good. I like to rush things, so I like to be aggressive in that game.
Okay, all right. What's your usual like? What's the two guns you have?
An assault rifle. I don't remember which one I have. I think it's like a police M4 right now.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be specific. I'm just wondering, like, are you running a shotgun and a sniper, or like, what are you?
My side arm is a sawed-off double-barrel shotgun. My main weapon is an assault rifle with an 8x scope on it, so I can kind of do like mid to long range with it if I need to.
Okay,
and a light machine gun as my secondary to mow down dudes just like walking down a hallway.
Wait, isn't that 3 guns? Are you switching guns like mid mission?
No, my sidearm is the shotty.
Yeah, but didn't you just say 3 guns? You said an assault rifle, a light machine gun, and a shotgun.
Yeah, the shotgun is my sidearm instead of a handgun. You have 3 guns.
You can have. You don't. You mean like your pistol spot?
Yeah, it's a
put a shotgun.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I had a shotgun. Yeah.
You just have to get it and hope it fits in that category?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay. So yeah, I just have the pistol, or a pistol, I don't know, I never use it, and then I do a sniper and a light machine gun.
Okay, yep.
Light machine guns are real good.
They're quite good.
They are so good. Yep. The reload time is ridiculous, though. It's insane.
Yeah. Are you liking using snipers and stuff then?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I just need something for like long range because, like I said, those people will like super flank you, and I'm not running into them, so I'm like hanging back. And if someone does start rushing me, then I switch to the light machine gun and then dump probably 60 bullets into them because everyone is a giant bullet sponge.
Yeah, yeah, it still has that issue. If that's an issue for you, that's still there for sure. But
yeah. I will say, I wish. Then this was in the Division 1, and I wish they had fixed for Division 2. I wish when I equipped it a new gun, it just brought all my mods over to it that were like adjacent or whatever. Because usually I'm sticking to the same type of guns, so I'm gonna put the exact same mods on them.
Sure.
But no, you have to individual be like, nope, I want this mod on this one as well, which is pretty annoying.
I do like that you can just use the mods on your guns though. Like there's no like having to craft like a higher tier or anything like that, or find a better one. They just exist for their guns. That's cool.
Yeah, I think it was like that in the first game as well.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't remember.
Yep. It's very good. It's really, really good. I guess I'm looking forward to that raid. I want to see how an 8-player thing works in that game. So that should be interesting.
And when does that happen?
I'm not sure. I thought it was like soon, but I don't actually know. I don't know what the roadmap is at all for this thing.
Yeah, I haven't really looked into it. Yeah, I'm curious what 8-player raid will be as well. Again, we've only really seen raids, I guess, in terms of like loot shooters for Destiny.
Yep.
I am curious about Anthem's raids as well. But yeah, 8 players. Yeah. I'm wondering if they're going to be these big, like 8-hour long things that Destiny had, because I'm like not really interested in doing that. Okay, but if it was like maybe like 2 hours, that's probably like the limit I'll do for like one mission.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the way it worked with Destiny was okay just because of the different like rooms in that game are kind of like, they all had like a gimmick or something. Like it wasn't just straight shooting necessarily all the time. You had to like know how to do what you're like the thing. And I think the Division would be boring if it was that, because it's just straight shooting. I don't think they would do anything really novel about it, because you don't have full control of like jumping and like moving around the environment as well as you do in Destiny. So I really hope.
I mean, I kind of hate the platforming when it comes to Destiny.
The first-person platforming, yeah.
I will say though, even though the Division is just kind of shooting, all their like main missions I think are like pretty cool and interesting set pieces. Like,
yeah, they're neat.
Like the final fights are usually like pretty interesting. Like something cool is happening, or you're in like a cool area, or like everything's on fire or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've enjoyed the mission designs in Destiny, in Division 2. But the raid for Destiny, you had to do it all in one go, right? You couldn't just like pick up halfway through.
I don't remember.
I don't
honestly,
think you could.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. Is like my life doesn't really allow me to play like 6 to 8 hours of one mission in one go.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yep.
And we'll see how Anthem does it. I'm curious about Anthem's raids. What are the strongholds? Is that an end game thing?
No, that's just like a long mission essentially. That's replayable. Okay. Just a bunch of dudes.
Actually, now wait, are they on the map the whole time, but they're just really high level?
Yep.
Like, is there one right beside the dark zone?
Yep.
Okay, so I am thinking of that thing. I haven't done it obviously because it was like you need to be like level 25 or something for that.
Yeah.
Are those cool?
They're fun. Yeah, they're like any other mission. They're just a little bit longer with more dudes, a little more difficult. So.
All right.
Yep.
Right on. Good game.
Yep, for sure. Speaking of maybe not surprising, but surprisingly good games, Risk of Rain 2 dropped today, and I've been playing it for 3 hours before we went live.
Early access.
Early access, yeah. So
yeah.
That thing is weird, man, because I was expecting a fucking garbage fire from the like screenshots I saw of it. Like I thought it was gonna play like kind of boring or whatever. That's Risk of Rain 1 in a third-person view, like just straight up. It has
in a polygonal view, because the first one was also third-person technically.
Yeah, I guess so.
So now it's polygonal.
In like a third-person shooter view, I should say. Like
behind
the back. Here's the thing, yeah. It's fucking weird because it's like the same enemies and items and like very similar type environments. It's like that game again, which is both awesome and disappointing, if that makes any sense.
Sure, yeah. Well, like, how far did you make it? Because I watched you for about an hour and you didn't beat the first level. So there might be more to it.
Yeah, I played online I tried the multiplayer and we got to level 4. To stage 4. And I've unlocked
all the same stages?
2 other characters. It's pretty much the same thing. Like the 3rd level was the snowy level with the like buffalo dudes. The 4th level was the fiery hell type level. Like
Did the snowy level, was it still a lot of verticality on like the sides?
No, not a whole lot of verticality, which is kind of weird because the other levels were kind of more vertical, like the first and second.
Because I remember the snowy one, it was like a big like dome, right?
With a drop at the bottom. Yeah, no, this is more like a snow base. Like there's some like buildings or something that you can like run through. Yeah.
How do you deal with like? Because in Risk of Rain 1, for those who don't know, it's a side scrolling, it's a roguelike where you just kind of keep getting like new abilities, more and more abilities until you have like 50 like upgrades on your character. So you're like constantly shooting missiles, constantly healing, you're doing all this crazy stuff at once. But there's also like 100 enemies on screen.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that when you can't see everything?
Kind of poorly. Like there have been a few times where some of the deaths are I was backing away from a horde of things and something was behind me and slammed me.
Yeah, like behind the camera, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you? Is there any kind of indicator of like?
Nope.
You just have to look.
You just have to look around and like keep moving, basically, because it seems like things will always spawn not like necessarily right on top of you. So if you consistently move, like in the other one, you can kind of like pull them and group them up and then like take care of them. It seems very much like a lot of the same things that you would have to do to play the first one apply here. Like you have to keep moving. You have to kind of balance how much damage and healing you can do to yourself with how far in you are, like level wise, because the difficulty will just fuck you completely. So
right, and remember, I haven't played the first one so long, but the first one, the difficulty would increase like on its own for how long you've survived. So there was this risk reward for moving on to the next stage or continuing to hunt for upgrades.
Same thing here. I guess like the biggest difference is finding the teleporter is harder in a 3D environment where things can obstruct your view depending on where you are. And it's a pretty big environment, so it takes a while to get around, where the 2D one, it could take some time to get around, especially on the more vertical levels, but like it was never really that bad and you could find the teleporter kind of quick. In this, you can lose a teleporter like in the environment pretty easily and like get lost pretty easily, which is kind of a bummer. And then when you do find the teleporter, to like for the timer to consistently go down, it's no longer a timer, it's a percentage on like how much you've activated the teleporter. And that percentage only goes up if you stay in the area of the teleporter. So if you move out of it to like kite enemies or whatever, it won't like continue like activating or whatever. So it tries to keep you confined.
Anthem, so I'm real good at that.
Yeah, it's very much like that for sure. So yeah, there's also the risk reward of like getting through the teleporter faster and killing the boss so you can just like leave if you want, or like actually moving around and trying to kill some of the additional mobs that have spawned before you take on the boss because you don't do enough damage to take on everything. So yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing that's like, it's strangely familiar, if that makes any sense, because of how much Risk of Rain we've played. Like it's very easy to jump into and just be like, oh sweet, the teddy bear. Now I know like exactly what buff I have and stuff. Like it's the exact same items.
I was watching you and you were like, oh cool, I got this. I loved it in the first game. I can't remember a single upgrade from that.
Oh really? Game. I still play the first game regularly on Switch, so
okay. Yeah, I haven't played it in a long time. I want to play Risk of Rain 2 just because I like that first game so much, so I will try it out. I'm curious if my PC can run it. Is there controller support?
It seemed like it, yeah. I wasn't using it, but it does seem like it.
Okay, good, because I will definitely want that. Yeah, I want to try it out for sure. We should play some.
It's crazy how like it keeps that feeling of you're being overwhelmed, even though you can like see in a complete 3D environment and aim properly. It's still overwhelming in a like crazy different way. And the Huntress I unlocked is dope. She's cool. And I also unlocked a robot character that seems like he's not going to be one that I play.
So it's new classes?
No, it's the same ones. It's you start off with a commando. Anyway. You start off with a commando, and then the Huntress was unlocked by getting to World 3 without dying, and the robot was unlocked by, I think, just doing the first stage a bunch of times. So
yeah. I don't remember. I don't even remember if I had every character from that first game. I don't think I did.
Do you remember who you used often? No. Okay.
I should load it up and look at my stats and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I don't remember much of that game at all.
Okay.
Except enjoying it. The music seems similar.
Yep. It's very similar.
And it's not the same music, is it?
No, it's not. It's different.
Okay.
but it has that same feel of kind of like a chill, like, I don't know, electronic rock, if that makes sense, I guess. Like, it has the same feel to it completely, too.
That's good. I mean, it is early access, so maybe they'll iron out some of the weird things.
It is early access. It's currently $25 Canadian for 2 copies.
20 American.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. It comes with a copy, so you can play co-op with someone.
Yeah. And it has a 4-player co-op that's easy to just jump in and out of.
Like, is it easy this time?
Yeah, there's even a quick play function where you just hit the button, it matches you up with 3 other people, and you go.
All right. Yeah, because that was the first game did not have that, and that was a nightmare.
No. This is through Steam, so like the multiplayer, so it's fine. It's just like invite friend, they click the thing, and then they're in your game. Like, it's instant. It's fine.
Right on. Yeah, no, it was funny that it came out today because I think like last episode I said something like, "Where's my Risk of Rain 2?" I don't remember why I said that. But
like, oh, it's right here.
Here it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm excited.
Yeah. That's all I've been playing though.
All right. I haven't been playing too much. Primarily Division 2. I'm still working my way through Tomb Raider. I have been playing a phone game. Oh, it's more than just a phone game. I've been playing it on the phone. Golf Peaks.
Okay.
And this is a golf card game. It's also on Android. It's just came out to Switch, but I picked it up on phones because it was cheaper. It came out last year.
It's also on Steam as well.
Steam and itch.io and stuff like that. It's kind of everywhere.
Okay.
The consent is you're playing a game of golf, but it's a puzzle game, and the way you choose how to move the ball are based on the cards in your hand. So it'll give you like a grid system, and it'll give you a set of cards, and they're always the same cards, and you need to figure out what combination of these cards, like which order, will get the ball in the hole, and there'll be like sand traps, water traps, different levels, hills, and stuff like that.
This looks cool.
You know, if it like, yeah, no, it's really cool. It's really like easy to use. It ramps up in a pretty nicely. I didn't start getting stuck until about World 5, which is about halfway through. Each time you finish the world, you also get like 3 bonus stages. There's either 12 or 15 stages per world. So, 100 and whatever in the whole game. Like I said, it's like $4 on phones, or at least on iOS, $5 on Switch. I'd recommend it. It's a good time. It really nicely designed, and just, kind of super minimal, but like there's a lot there, and it's a pretty good puzzle game. So that's Golf Peaks. I would check it out. And then Blades, Elder Scrolls Blades. I come home yesterday and it's like, hey, your pre-order on the App Store it's live, and it was like already half downloaded, and here we go. And I made an account.
Yep.
That was the end of Blades. That's all I've done with Blades.
I have an account. I started it up, and I made me do a tutorial fight with a dude where it says,
oh wait, I did fight a dude. That's right. Yes, I did fight. It told me how to attack, and that was it. Yes.
Yeah. And then it said, thank you for playing. We'll let you know when this is available.
Yeah. So it's out apparently in early access as well.
Yeah.
But they're only letting a few people in so that the experience can be smooth. And to be fair, my experience was smooth of what I did get to play. Making the account was pretty smooth.
Okay.
And that one fight was smooth. So I can't fault them there.
I guess. Yep.
But yeah, I guess apparently on the 25th of March, you were able to like sign up, and that was like those people were going to get first access to it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was reading today on like on their Twitter. So I think they've already put in like 2 rounds of people so far, and right now I'm just waiting for my notification. It says keep notifications on when you can come play, and I'm just kind of waiting for that. Yeah, that was another just kind of random stealth launch.
Yep.
But I still didn't. Yeah, I didn't get to do anything with it. So we'll see how that goes.
I mean, I didn't love that combat, so we'll see.
Well, I didn't get to. There's got to be more to it because it only taught me how to attack.
Yeah.
There's got to be like dodging and blocking and magic and stuff, right? So
I would hope so.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yep.
Hopefully that probably by this time next week we'll get into it. Who knows? But let's do some news. There's been so much news this week. And we're gonna do it in reverse order because that's how I posted it.
Oh, okay.
Borderlands 3. It's officially been announced. This was teased a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Gearbox did a panel at PAX East where they started off and they're like, "Hey, let's talk about that teaser trailer." And they talked about the teaser trailer, and they said, "You know what? We're going to come back and we're going to talk about what you guys are really here for at the end." And then for like 55 minutes, the dumbest shit happened. It was insane.
Okay.
And by the dumbest shit, that's actually being kind of mean. They talked about some other publishing. They talked about that like that Trevor Saves the Universe Rick and Morty game.
Oh,
I guess they're publishing that. They talked about Risk of Rain 2. I guess they're involved with that in some way.
Okay. Weird. Okay.
So they talked about that a little bit. And Randy Pitchford kept coming like back on and off. He was there at the beginning. He comes back on and he talks about the Borderlands board game they've made.
Okay.
And I kid you not, he opens up a package of the board game and he's just taking out random cards and he's like, "Oh, look at this. This one will let you like take an extra turn. Oh, and what's this? Oh, this one will let you. This one's good because it lets you be gentleman claptrap." He was just reading off random cards to this Borderlands card game. It was insane, and it lasted like 10 minutes.
All right.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I was watching this live stream and I was like, I couldn't believe my mind. It was the worst. And then it gets better. Then he does a 10 to 15 minute long magic trick.
Oh God.
I kid you not. He then took the card. I can't remember if they were the cards from the game or if he had a deck of cards, but he brought someone up on stage and did a card trick for like 10 to 15 minutes.
Good Lord. Did it like work out or did he flub up at all?
No, he did it, but it took so long. There was a part of the card trick where he had to get someone, so someone had to sign the card, and then he asked another person to come up on stage, and he said, "Hey, pick a number," and she says 47. So he counts out 47 cards, and that wasn't the card, but he's like, "Well, hang on," and he goes over and he says, "The package you're holding," and he makes this girl open a new box of the cards, and then the cards are also sealed, so she has to open that up. And then she has to count out 47 cards. And it was the card. Like, he did the trick, but it lasted like 15 minutes.
God.
It was insane. I could not believe my eyes. It was a nightmare. It was an actual nightmare, and it starred Randy Pitchford.
Most of my nightmares star Randy Pitchford, to be fair. Yeah. So,
and all I could think about was his weird USB underage porn thing.
Yeah.
That happened like 6 weeks ago or whatever that was. Anyway, he finished off the panel by showing a stuttery version of the trailer for Borderlands 3.
Okay.
It wouldn't run properly. But he was so stoked and he wanted it to run properly that they played the trailer again. This time fixed, so we got to watch the trailer twice in a row.
Awesome.
And which that's not his fault.
No.
But in the grand scheme of this panel just being awful to watch, and they just play the trailer twice.
That's hilarious.
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Anyways, Borderlands 3. It's got all your favorite characters. Claptrap's there.
Great. Tiny
Tina's there. Ugh. Apparently, people fucking love Tiny Tina.
No, that nobody I
talked to. She's in so much of the game. In fact, the board game is all about her.
So if she's in a lot of this game, I'm just not getting it because I actually hate her.
People were cheering, and like I said, they focused the entire. The board game is called Tiny Tina's something something something, and all I could think was like, who are these people I've never even heard of? I thought everyone hated that character, but apparently people love her. So I don't know. I don't know how much she is in Borderlands 3 specifically. I just know she is in there. They like called her out. I think she might be a playable character. I don't really know. I don't know. They showed they said 1 billion guns, and they showed a gun that has legs, and that was kind of funny.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Borderlands 1 and 2 a lot. I had a lot of fun with those games. So I'm looking forward to Borderlands 3, tentatively. Here's my question though. Borderlands 1 and 2, they came out before loot shooters were really a thing, at least before what we know them to be now. A lot has happened in the loot shooter space since Borderlands 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
What is Borderlands 3 gonna look like? Is it just gonna be Destiny?
I mean, it's just Borderlands 2 again, probably.
So what you're saying is it's not gonna evolve in any way? That feels like it's gonna just feel old.
Yeah, probably.
Well, well, for one, you don't know, and two, why would you assume they're not gonna?
Because I don't have any faith in them. I don't have any faith in it at all.
You didn't like the other Borderlands?
Pre-sequel? No, fucking terrible.
I did not play pre-sequel, so I can't speak on pre-sequel. Tales from the Borderlands, I enjoyed quite a bit.
That's a completely different thing. But sure.
It's in the same universe. It has the same art. There's that scene with the finger guns that was pretty good. That robot did a thumbs up in the first episode.
Yep. Same game.
Yep. Anyway, no, there's no way it's gonna be the same game. They have to. I'm sure they're bringing it up to standards. I'm just curious if it's going to be Destiny again, or what is their spin gonna be? Because like I said, a lot has happened in the loot shooter genre since those games have come out.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
It'll be interesting.
I don't know if it'll like. There's a lot of loot shooters out these days. Like I don't need another one. Like there's a lot, and they're all like ongoing. They're all games as a service. Yep. They're all designed for you to come back every couple weeks because they have a new event.
Yep.
Like, I don't need a fourth one of those. I can barely play 3. Like, there's stuff going on in Destiny right now that I can't even think of because I got Anthem and Division to worry about.
Is there stuff going on in Destiny? I haven't actually looked.
Yeah, there's like a new season started a couple weeks ago. It's all about something with guns or something like that. They have seasons and events, right? That's what the whole point of these games are.
Yeah.
So I'm very. There's a big question. There's a lot of questions about Borderlands 3, which hopefully we'll see more.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. This thing was it's not really news, but it was kind of interesting. Twitch Prime, Amazon Prime, you can now get a year of Nintendo Online if you have Twitch Prime.
That's neat.
Which is pretty cool. Like, why not, right?
Yeah, that's weird, but neat. I like it.
Even if you already have it, like, I already paid $20 for a year of it. It'll just add on. At the moment, it's in 2 pieces. There's a 3-month one and then a 9-month one. So you can only get the 3-month one right now, I believe. You have to have activated this promo and still had Amazon Prime for 60 days to get the other 9 months, which I'm assuming is so people aren't just like activating a trial and then getting all of that.
Right.
You can activate a trial and get 3 months if you want.
Yeah.
But if you still have it 60 days from now, then you'll be able to get the other 9 months. But either way, that's a cool perk. Most of the time, it's just been loot boxes for Siege. As far as I've cared about the Twitch pack, I guess there's free games as well, which have been good. But yeah, this is a cool perk that I was not expecting. So if you have Twitch Prime, get a year of Nintendo Online. Sure, why not? I can play some Tetris 99.
Yeah, for sure.
We also got a new trailer, our first trailer, an announcement for a game called Telling Lies, which is the next game from Sam Barlow, the creator of Her Story.
Yep.
It looks like another FMV game.
It looks real cool. I'm watching the thing right now, actually.
Yeah, it's like a 45-second trailer. It actually has some actors in it this time, like some people who have names. There's that one girl who I recognized. So they've got some more money to put behind this. But Her Story is a cool game, and I'm always for more FMV games.
Yep.
So I'm glad Sam Barlow is making more games like that. And that's Telling Lies that was announced.
Yeah, this looks like it might be a big thing too. There's quite the cast here of people.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's a 45-second trailer of some people talking about not telling lies or telling lies. We got the PlayStation Plus lineup for April, and again, I still think it's just kind of a wet blanket every month with PlayStation Plus now. It's The Surge and Conan Exiles.
The Surge, huh? Interesting.
The fact that it's like 2 games now.
Yeah.
Like up against Microsoft, it's like, what are you doing, man? Like this is not a great look.
I didn't even realize Conan Exiles was on PlayStation.
Well, there you go. Right. I'll just jump to Games with Gold. We'll get that out of the way.
Right.
You're gonna get the Technomancer. You're gonna get Outcast. I can't read that subtitle. You're gonna get Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original one on Xbox, and you're gonna get Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon 2.
Okay.
Again, it's just all of these services are just now in the shadow of Game Pass because Game Pass is knocking it out of the park.
Yep.
Every single week. And these ones seem like whatever's left over.
Yeah. Huh.
All right. We got some Dance Central news, which is surprising. Dance Central is coming to Oculus.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yep. It's called Dance Central Mixed Reality. And yeah, Harmonix is doing it. And this is weird. I think it's going to be coming to regular Oculus along with like Oculus Quest, the wire free one.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I haven't put an Oculus on in my head in a while, so I don't know how heavy they are these days. I could not imagine dancing around in my PlayStation VR. That thing is bulky, and I would just feel like I'm going to break it.
I can't believe they doing this, honestly.
Yep.
Weird. I'll miss Aubrey's back. Fucking A.
I want Harmonix to stay in business, and if they got to do that, if they got to do this to do that, go all for it. Harmonix should not.
I don't think this is gonna do numbers. This seems like a thing they just wanted to try.
Yeah, I don't know. Harmonix has another VR game right now coming out called like Audica or something like that. It's like a rhythm shooter.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever saw that trailer.
No.
So they're doing VR stuff these days.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, it says at the end of the trailer, coming soon to Oculus Quest and Oculus Rift.
Weird. What weird news?
People work out in their on their VR headsets, right? Like there's like exercise modes to like Beat Saber and stuff. Yeah, it's like a thing.
I guess so. Beat Saber. Yeah.
I could not imagine wanting to get sweaty in my headset. That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, that does for sure.
And also the idea of like jumping around with that headset on, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it does. It's
like half the time I'm worried I'm going to bump into something if I'm not sitting down and knowing exactly where my location is.
Mm-hmm.
And like dancing, that sounds miserable. Again, the Oculus Quest is supposed to be this huge portable thing, so maybe that one's totally fine to do it with. But how long until you do like one hair flip and that thing just goes flying off your head?
Yeah. Weird.
Maybe there's a reason it's not coming to PlayStation VR because it's too heavy or something. I don't know. I don't know enough about all the VR headsets.
Yeah.
All right. This is a pretty big news story this week. Apple did a big press conference event. They talked about, I don't know, TVs and magazines and stuff. The stuff we care about, though, is they announced Apple Arcade. This had been rumored for some time. This is going to be a subscription service. Stop me if you've heard this one before, where you'll get access to games.
Yep.
Specifically mobile games, obviously.
Sure.
They didn't really talk about any kind of pricing or date. But they definitely came forward and they kind of started this all with like, hey, here are some really good games. And they name dropped like Monument Valley, like Alto's Odyssey, stuff like that. And they're like, these games, they don't do very well because they have to compete with free.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Totally.
And they want to try and help these developers out by having this subscription service where there'll be no ads, no like in-app purchases. It'll be none of that. It'll be just like curated, like, you know, air quotes, higher quality games.
Okay.
Which is interesting. Like that's cool. I don't know if I need Apple to curate these for me. My current curation process of are people talking about it on Twitter has worked really well for me. I've played a lot of really great mobile games that way.
So them curating it, does that give you more of an incentive to try something randomly that people aren't talking about on this service, though? Knowing that it was handpicked by somebody to not be garbage?
Well, there's a few things at play here. One, is Apple like paying for this? So of course they're going to be like touting it. And two, if I'm subscribed to it, sure, why not? Why not play it and try it out?
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's going to kind of depend on that. Another big question, though, is the games that are going to be on this service, are they going to be available for just straight up purchase outside of the subscription service, outside of the arcade?
I see.
And then why don't I just play the good ones from that when people say, oh, this one's actually real good? And instead of $10 a month, I'm spending $5 every 2 months on the 1 or 2 games that actually matter.
Sure. This might change if you had a kid or something, though, and you don't want them, like, fucking around with the store or whatever. You just set them up with the subscription. It's like, you can play whatever's on here.
I guess. I mean, at least iPhones, they already have a pretty good, like, parental control thing, from what I understand, of, like, no, this kid cannot use the Apple Store or a credit card on there. And I'm assuming if you're thinking about your kid, you don't care if they're playing free games, and the kid probably doesn't either.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I can't see very many kids wanting to subscribe to this because they're probably fine with free. Fortnite's free. PUBG's free on the phone. They're probably more than okay with that. I don't know how many kids are like, no, I want like the quality non-freemium model games. Those are the ones that, for me, I'm a huge fan of Monument Valley 2. I've never heard a kid say that.
I don't know
many kids that even know what Monument Valley is. So,
do you know many kids in general?
I guess not really. So,
yeah, me neither.
My anecdotal evidence is not the best.
Yeah.
If any kids are listening to this, and I mean like 8-year-olds, first off,
go to bed.
That's weird to think of.
Yeah.
Go to bed. It's like 8 o'clock if they're on the West Coast. They don't need to go to bed. I'm not going to tell you to go to bed. I'm not your dad.
Go to bed.
Anyway, they talked about some like high quality games. The Pathless, games that are coming to PC. That one from the Cannonball guy, his next was like Outer Lands or whatever it's called.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They have some developers behind this. So I'm curious. What about you? Does this interest you in any way? How much would you pay for this?
Oh, I wouldn't get this at all. I don't play mobile games enough for this to matter to me. Just period.
Okay. All right. I think at most I would pay $7 a month.
Sure.
That's probably the high end. That's probably about as much as I pay for my collection of mobile games each month, is probably somewhere around $7 for like 2 or 3 games.
That seems reasonable to me.
So it's curious to see what's going to be there. They've already announced a couple Lego games, but I kind of don't care about that. So we'll see.
I do wonder how something like this does in like a place where they do play more mobile games, like Japan or something, where like mobile's just a bigger thing in general, I guess. Probably still not.
I think mobile's a pretty big thing here. I think you're just not playing mobile games.
Yeah, but what I do is more important to me than what other people do. So I don't care.
Well, yeah, that's a one opinion. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. We also got, so there's a bunch of rumors coming around about Nintendo Switch having multiple consoles coming out, new versions of it.
I did hear about this actually too.
The Wall Street Journal came out with a thing talking about it, and then Eurogamer kind of confirmed those. So the sources are, the rumors are starting to really stack up. So that's why we're talking about it. Sounds like there's going to be 2 Switch consoles coming, maybe getting announced at E3 or whatever. One being more of like a handheld only, kind of 2DS style, kid-proof, is in quotes, version of the console. And then the other one being a more powerful one, similar to the bump between 3DS to new 3DS, aimed at like enthusiasts.
Yeah.
My question to you is, do either of those interest you? What would you want from both of those?
So, like before, like how the 2DS was a cheaper handheld only version intended to be quote unquote kid proof, does not interest me in any way.
Okay.
Just because I'm not the market for it. Like if I was a parent, probably more so, or like a kid, obviously, or whatever. The other one, maybe. Because I didn't jump on the 3DS really that hard until the new 3DS.
To be fair, when Nintendo has done this in the past, they have shit the bed.
Yeah.
Completely. And they do nothing with these upgraded consoles.
Yeah, no.
At all.
I kind of, like, I guess I would have to see what makes use of these, like, new powerful specs and whatnot. Like, if they start releasing something like some new shit or whatever. I don't know, but currently,
well, there's a couple ways this could go. One, if they stay the course, they're going to release maybe one game a year that apparently runs better on the new one and
sure.
runs pretty bad on the old one. And I'm talking about games like Fire Emblem Heroes.
Okay,
and that's the only one I can remember from the 3DS.
Okay,
I think Mario Maker may have utilized it.
Uh-huh.
However, since like the new 3DS came out, Microsoft and Sony have also jumped in on the kind of half-step console.
Yeah.
And those do a significant improvement. So maybe Nintendo will actually do something good with it.
Yeah. It's hard to tell. Like, I don't like the idea of just buying a new model because a new model's out necessarily, but like we don't know anything about it, I guess.
Well, for you, what would make you upgrade? What is your Switch lacking? Because I know I have a few things that I would want in a new one. I don't know if I'd pick it up day one. My Switch is fine.
Yeah,
but if I was to get like a second one, there's a few things I would want.
I would want a charge port that's not at the bottom for a starter. Because
where would you want it?
I don't care. Anywhere that's not at the bottom, so I could actually use that stupid stand for something if I wanted to.
Okay. Like put it into the dock upside down or something?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay, well,
sure.
You got to pick somewhere.
So it's the top. Like, what does it matter?
Okay.
Anywhere that that it doesn't get in the way of the stand, or just don't have the stand at all. Like, it doesn't matter.
You're talking about the kickstand?
Yeah, or put that in the middle. I would if I could keep it plugged in while I'm on the out and not at home.
Okay, all right. Is tabletop mode your favorite mode of gameplay for the Switch? That's one of the three modes.
Yeah, it's one of the three. There's not a whole lot like more that I guess I would want. Like a lot of the games that they're porting from other consoles or like developers onto it kind of look like just a bad version of it, probably because it's just weaker than that other stuff. So just like
you want more power.
Just upgrading the guts in general would be probably enough for me. But I guess the thing that would have to happen is my Switch would have to stop working in some like way currently, or they would have to stop supporting it because I'm totally happy with what I have on it so far.
Right. Yeah. I'm not exactly saying you have to upgrade or that we're in the market for that. I'm just saying if you were to get a new one, what would some like benefits be? I'll list off a couple of mine. Bluetooth. I would love for it to have Bluetooth, so I can use Bluetooth headphones on that. Again, might as well make that kickstand better. I don't use it, but might as well improve that. I would like a nicer screen with a smaller bezel around the edge of that screen.
Okay.
Those are probably my big ones. And then battery life, of course, but I feel like, of course, there'll be better battery life.
Yeah.
But those are probably like my big ones is just, a nicer screen. And then obviously, having it run better.
How important is like the ability to do 4K in dock to you or something like that?
I wouldn't say super important. As someone who has a 4K TV, I would like it. Why not? If I could utilize that. That's getting pretty like nitty gritty for me because I could also say things like I wish I had better surround sound support.
Right.
Because it doesn't really. But those are also that's also could be like a software thing, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, 4K is not on the top of my list, but that would be a nice benefit since I do have it plugged into a 4K TV from time to time. But yeah, I guess we'll see probably more at
E3.
At E3. Yep. Yeah. I could definitely see myself having gone the half steps with the PlayStation and the Xbox, selling the Switch, paying for half the price of the new one. Like that's been a totally good, useful thing I've been doing lately the last few years. I can see myself doing that again. I have friends that have been interested in a Switch. I could sell it to them for like $100.
Does Nintendo still have that problem of if your Switch like goes out, you're fucked, like all your purchases or whatever? Does it save that information in the cloud? Because I thought it didn't.
They have cloud saves now. That's one of the perks of Nintendo Online. In terms of your purchases, I don't remember. I remember hearing stories like you could contact them and they could get your purchases to you and whatnot. I I'm not sure. So they have always done like the one system transfer kind of stuff when you got like a new console or a new handheld or whatever.
Yeah.
So I know I'd be able to transfer it at least once.
Yeah.
All right. Xbox also had another live stream this week. They did their first ID at Xbox Game Pass live stream. This was basically just like a 15-minute, maybe like 17-minute, maybe 13-minute.
Okay.
13 minutes.
Okay.
Live stream about some indie games that are coming day and date to Game Pass. As I've been talking about on the show already, Game Pass is definitely one of the best video game subscription services. I'm about to prove it once again. Starting off with a banger, Killer Queen Black. They got that, which was awesome to hear. I have been so excited for that game. Up until now, it was going to be like a Switch exclusive. I think PC as well. I was definitely planning to play that. Now I'm just getting it on Xbox. Boom. They got me again. Easily. They also showed Outer Wilds and Blazing Chrome. They also showed a few other things. I'm going to call it the one that I'm excited about. After Party, day and date on Game Pass. Man, I'm excited for that. I was just playing that at GDC. And they've mentioned they showed The Good Life there. I'll definitely play Swery's next game, of course. So day and date getting that on Game Pass as well. They're running circles around everyone else with a game subscription program. I cannot yell that enough.
Yeah, and especially because Sony got rid of like their PlayStation 3 support with games and so like
and Vita. Yep.
Yeah.
Again, yeah. PlayStation Plus comes out here with 2 games that some people have never even heard of. Who knows if they're any good? Again, games with gold is also looking pretty bad. It's, you know, and I think it's because Xbox is seeing how good Game Pass is, and they're putting everything into Game Pass.
For sure. Agreed.
But yeah, no, that was just incredible. Great little 13 minutes. The day and date stuff, like that is such like a killer feature, and I love it so very much. All right, we did games with gold. All right, here's a small one. GameStop sent out a memo last week. They got a memo from Sony basically saying they are not going to be selling PS4 download codes at retail anymore. Not just GameStop. I guess this is going to be at all retail things. You're no longer going to be able to go in there, buy a card that gets you access to a download version of the game.
Right.
This is starting April 1st. So if you want some cards, you got to go out there soon. But Sony came out and confirmed this, that prevent retailers like GameStop from selling digital download codes. Pretty crazy. I was not expecting this. I don't know. I guess Sony's wants the whole cut themselves. I'm assuming when you get a card at like a Walmart or whatever, Walmart's getting a piece of the cut.
I guess
and then the majority is on your console. Maybe Walmart's getting most of the cut. Who knows? I don't know how that works. But now it is just through the network. I guess it kind of makes sense. If you were downloading the code anyway, you had access to the internet. So these codes are really only good for gifts.
Right, but kids don't have credit cards. But they get like allowances and get like money as like gifts and stuff from parents. I guess now they just have to go through parents or somebody.
Just ask their parent, can you please buy this for me? I will just pay you. I mean, I definitely did that as a kid before I had a credit card. Was asking my parent, you know, please buy the thing and I'll just give you the cash. I guess this is also a bummer. I won't be able to get download codes during like sales at physical retailers, because I have like during Black Friday, you know, when they said like Assassin's Creed is $30, I could pick the physical version or the code from the Walmart.
Right.
So I guess I won't be able to do that anymore. Yeah, I don't, just kind of interesting. I don't know why they would choose to do this.
Yeah, it's weird to me, but all right. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, and it's definitely strange because we see everything going towards a digital future, and we keep thinking like, you know, sooner or later GameStop is only going to be able to sell you like codes.
Yeah.
It sounds like maybe that's not going to be the case either.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows how that continues? Definitely curious. I wonder if Microsoft has any interest in doing this too, and Sony pulled the trigger first. Guess we'll see. Last bit of news. Sega has come out and said, I'm just going to read the tweet verbatim. Due to unforeseen circumstances, the character model and Japanese voice for the character of Kyohei Hamura, I botched that, will be adjusted for the Western release of Judgment launching on January 25th. So we were kind of wondering how everything's going to happen with the Western version of that game, since they stopped sales of it after the voice actor had like cocaine, was arrested for cocaine or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we basically found out they're going to change the Western one too. Makes sense.
Yep.
It would be odd to have different ones, but now we just got confirmation that all versions of it pretty much are being changed.
Yep.
Weird stuff.
Yeah. That's too bad.
All right, let's do some questions.
All right.
If you want to send a question in, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, and John's P.O. Box. Those are all the ways you can send questions in. Like this first one from Sarcasm that says, I like a lot of Jonathan Colton's new cover album, Some Guys, but one of his selections was Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street, a song that I believe no band or performer can adequately cover when the original is so iconic. Is there a song that, in your eyes, is uncoverable in this regard? First one that comes to mind is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Holy shit, that's a good pull. Yeah. Yeah, that's a real good
if
pull.
I just heard any band say, hey, we're about to play this song, I would immediately just be like, oh god, this can't go well. And they would have to do it almost perfect for me to be like, all right, wow.
That's a good pull.
And then the other thing I thought of, and this is kind of a bit of a different scenario, is, as I've said in the past, I'm a big My Chemical Romance fan. Every now and then I'll come across on Spotify a band covering something from Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge, like my favorite album from them. And I guess that album at this point is about 10 years old.
That's
so
weird.
Just kind of the realization that that album is old enough that people are covering it.
Yeah.
Is one, it makes me feel a bit old, and it's also just like, yo, that album, it is not that old. You shouldn't be covering it yet. What are you guys doing? But then it's like, wait, that album is 10 years old. Like, that is probably when people start getting covered and whatnot. And that's just weird to me.
That is weird, yeah.
Because like growing up, it was a lot of like, oh, I'd hear covers of like, 80s songs and whatnot, because those are so old. But now I'm hearing covers of songs from like my childhood, and that's odd. That's a weird sensation.
A song in your eyes that uncoverable. Like, I don't think so. The thing is that like every artist can like put their own personal spin on any song if like they're good enough, really. So I don't think uncoverable. Like, personally, I don't like any covers of like Beatles songs, which is why Across the Universe is like the worst movie for me. I don't like any of that shit. So like, I guess like uncoverable is a personal thing for me because I think like,
oh, for sure, this is
every artist just could.
Yeah. No, this is definitely personal. They're asking you, what is your
like like any Beatles stuff, just
any Beatles stuff.
Yeah.
Here's another one, and I don't know if it's uncoverable. It would just be weird if someone covered it. Final Countdown.
That's not a bad answer.
Because, like, again, wouldn't that just be weird?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this? Like, what are you even bringing to this song? And now I'm just trying to think of, like, iconic songs. YMCA. That would be weird if someone covered that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be kind of weird. Oh. What are some other weird iconic songs? Like meme songs, I guess.
Meme songs.
Final Countdown was a good one, actually.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of any more off the top of my head. There was my pulse.
Yeah. Next question from Rasterman says, hey, here's a couple questions to ponder if you have the time. What is your anti-dessert? By that, I mean a dessert that's full of stuff you don't particularly like or don't taste good to you. Mine's a mixture between pink, pomelo, watermelon, and blue cheese. Just mentioning it makes me feel disgusted.
What is that?
So we have to create a dessert of just stuff we don't particularly like. All right.
Wait, what he just listed off, is that an actual dessert?
No,
I think any kind of cheese on watermelon.
I think he's like literally just saying these are things I don't like mixed together, right? But yeah, I don't know. I hope that's not real.
The way he's implying it is he says like mine's a mixture between these, which makes me think like he's done it before. Like he knows this is a thing like he pulled this from somewhere. What is pomelo anyway? Do you know? I'm looking it up. It's a citrus. So it's like a citrus fruit. So he's got kind of like an orange, a watermelon, and then he's putting cheese on it. Is this a dish?
No, I don't think this is a dish.
I have to look up. I'm gonna put all these three in. I'm gonna look this up.
Okay, let me know. I'm gonna go based on the opinion or the guess that it isn't. And for me, it'll be something with beans. I fucking hate beans.
Apparently, watermelon with blue cheese is like a salad thing.
Is it really? Weird.
It is yeah.
That's fucking weird.
That does not sound great.
Okay, if there's just like a dessert that is something I don't like or doesn't taste good. Ugh.
Yeah, I think the idea of the question is you have to pick some kind of dessert, not just like a food you don't like. I mean, it could be a food you don't like, but it has to be a dessert food.
Right.
Or something you would eat at dessert.
Right.
I'm not a huge fan of dark chocolate.
Okay.
I mean, I can eat it. I'm just not a huge fan of it.
Sure. Man, dessert stuff's hard because it's usually like the reason why it's a dessert is because it's like
it's good,
delicious.
Yeah. Most of the foods I dislike they're not desserts.
Right.
I couldn't even spin them as desserts.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the closest I got was like dark chocolate, but again, it's not even like I can eat dark chocolate and it's like, okay, this is fine. I'm not gonna be like, oh, gross.
Yeah, yeah. I guess like I'm not like grossed out by it, but I don't particularly love like flans. They're just like whatever to me.
They're crazy. Those taste delicious.
No, I'm not
I'm not a big pie fan.
Yeah, pies I could take or leave.
Like Kimberly in the chat is saying pecan and pumpkin pie. I'm not a big fan of pumpkin related stuff.
Oh, I like both of those. Like, I don't know. Pies are whatever to me. I wouldn't choose them, but I don't. It's not full of stuff that I don't particularly like or don't taste good to me.
Oh, I got one. Okay. Coffee stuff. Whether it's like
really?
Coffee chocolates, coffee ice cream. I don't like coffee flavored treats.
Oh, yeah. I don't like ice cream just in general. I just don't like the texture of ice cream.
No ice cream. Not any of them.
Nope.
Does that include like frozen yogurt?
Frozen yogurts I can do a little more with because there's not this weird like filmy aftertaste to them. That's what gets
filmy aftertaste. What kind of ice cream are you eating? Maybe you need to have better ice cream.
Maybe.
What about like sorbets or like sherbets?
I wouldn't choose them, but
crushed ice, shaved ice.
I have had shaved ice before. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
2. Some people say when you mix things you're not into, sometimes the result ends up being something you enjoy since it complements both parts and a nice result in a way you haven't thought of before. Having said that, can you think of any examples where the mixture of 2 or more different video game genres into a game has surprised you? If not, what games do you think mix could have a positive effect on you, then more positive effect on you than separately? A friend gave the example Rocket League since he doesn't get into racing or football games, and that one hooked him quite a bit. Yes, that is a great example, honestly. Because I don't particularly care for soccer games or racing games separately, and Rocket League is very good.
Yeah, most of my examples, I like at least one of the games.
Right.
Because like Rocket League, I like racing games. I was thinking, I can definitely think of games that I was like surprised work together, like Yoku's Island Express
Yep.
with pinball and platformers. But I like platformers, and I'm fine with pinball as well. So I was kind of surprised it worked, I guess.
Yeah.
um, I guess maybe if I started with games I don't like, it'd have to be like some kind of sports with something else. Sports with
What's your least favorite type of sport game? Because mine's like American football. That shit's just boring to me.
that. It's probably baseball.
Baseball has a similar problem for me too. That's a bad one for me.
Yeah. But then, what's another genre I don't really enjoy? I don't know, like edutainment games.
Yeah, mixing those sounds way boring.
Yeah, if someone
Holy
made like a
shit.
history of baseball games, that I would not be interested in that.
Yeah.
But again, Rocket League's real good.
Yeah.
Yoku's real good.
Yeah.
And even like, uh, I'm playing Golf Peaks, which is golf and um, puzzle game or card game, and I'm enjoying that quite a bit. And that's even like I enjoyed Golf Story, and that's just a golf game. It's not mixed with anything, but that's just a really good golf game. But I guess golf is probably one of the lesser annoying video game sports games.
Yeah, I think part of it is you have to like one of the sides of it for me too. But I think you chose some good examples for sure.
All right, the next one from VGC Kenny. What video game sold you on the concept of games as something you actively want to pursue? Not necessarily your first game, but the game that made you think, yes, I want this in my life. And then I'll read the second one later.
What game sold you on the concept of games as something you want to actively pursue?
I'm trying to think like what my first few games were. I mean, and that was probably it, whatever like the first one was. First game was probably maybe Rayman, or
That was the first game you played ever?
I'm trying to think. If I got my Game Boy first or if it was like the random computer games. If it was the computer games, it would have been Rayman and Duke Nukem 3D.
Okay.
And if it was my Game Boy, it was Super Mario Land and Pokemon Blue.
The first game I would say that I really got super into and I was just like, oh, video games are like fucking great. It's probably Diablo. I spent so much time in that game.
Okay. Yeah, well, the ones that I probably played like a huge chunk out of those ones I just listed would have been Mario Land and Pokemon Blue. So probably either of those. Probably Pokemon. I probably had like more investment in that than I did Super Mario Land, despite that being a great Mario platformer. So I'm gonna say Pokemon Blue.
I mean, in general, the Super Mario games, like the building blocks, so I could see.
And follow-up question: what game would you recommend to sell someone else on games?
Games as a whole, I'd probably recommend a Mario game of some sort.
Mario's a good one. I was thinking Journey.
Sure, yeah, Journey's fine.
I think that's a pretty good one. I think puzzle games have a pretty easy entry point. So, like Tetris.
What do you think about like visual novels?
No.
No?
No. I guess it depends on the person. Gamey. If I knew this was like a big anime fan.
Yeah.
Then yeah, maybe some visual novels. But if this is just like someone on the street, I don't know anything about them, and I need to be like, all right, I've got to try and get them hooked in one.
Yeah.
See, even with that, I almost want to say Journey over Mario. Because like Journey, like you can't die for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some really cool things to see in Journey at the beginning there. And it looks gorgeous.
What would you follow Journey up with? Somebody's like, I really like that. Because now how do you go back to something like Mario? Now you have to kind of keep on this train of like a weird exploration type thing.
I don't know if I have to keep on that train of it. Mario definitely would be a bit of a shift. I mean, the easy answer is Abzu, but I just don't think it hits the highs of Journey.
Right.
It's also harder to control because you have to deal with like the Z axis in terms of being able to swim.
Mm-hmm.
Gone Home sticks out to me.
Okay.
But I'd have to see like if they're okay with like slow paced games, or if the parts of Journey they loved that time where we were moving real fast and I was jumping over top of creatures and I was like flying basically. Then I would not do Gone Home.
Right. Yeah, if they were okay with slow, there's a whole bunch of like walking sim type games that you could recommend that I think would do very well. For sure.
Right, yeah, like I was just playing Edith Finch last weekend because it came to Game Pass, and that game's great. Again, probably the easiest would just be like Tetris or a puzzle game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, of course Mario's good too. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So you do Mario. What's your second one then? What is your follow up to Mario? And you can't pick like the next Mario, another Mario.
I'm trying to think of like another platformer. I think Rayman would be kind of neat to like get them into too.
Rayman can be hard though. Those are like some punishing games.
Yeah, I mean, if they play Mario and they're like, "This was good," gotta increase that difficulty.
I feel like that you're taking a step down though, and now you're giving them Rayman. I think it'd be like, this is kind of trash.
Give them Sonic.
Yeah, like, exactly. You're just gonna give them like a bad game. Like that's good.
Depends on the age.
So, which Mario would you give him? I'm assuming World, right?
I'd give 3. I like 3 better.
You'd give 3 before you give World?
Yeah, I just like 3 better. World's objectively probably the more right answer.
Yeah, because World, I think World just looks better too, and like it's colorful.
Yeah.
3 is a very brown game.
It's not that bad. It's pretty colorful.
Okay. Let's see. If I was gonna give them Mario, what would my follow up to that be? I don't know. I had something a second ago, but I lost it.
Shadow of the Colossus. Right after.
Right after. Yeah, there you go. Doom 2016.
Yeah.
And then Muscle March.
Yep. Just going all over the map. Where are we? Valk says, first, in games, shows, or movies, do you ever have a scene or moment that you like to go back and watch? For me, the Kingdom Hearts games have some really good cutscenes I like to see once in a while. So games, shows, or movies, do you have a scene or moment you like to go back to?
I don't have this with games. I do have this with shows and movies.
Okay.
The one that stuck out first to me was slight spoilers for the Kick-Ass movie.
Okay.
But there's a very good scene where Nick Cage is on fire.
It's really good. Yeah.
It is an incredible scene.
Yeah.
I remember watching that movie in theaters and immediately going home and finding a rip of that scene on YouTube and just watching that on repeat for a while.
I watched that scene again like a few months back on YouTube just randomly. It just popped in my mind. It's so good.
The music's so good. He's screaming just the best nonsense.
Yep.
It's very
really
good.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of scene or moment back in video games that I would rewatch. I don't think there is any for me either.
I can't. I mean, do they have to be like with the base of this question, it probably has to be a story related game, right? Like you're not going to just be like,
so.
Well, actually that's not true. Cause like I have gone back and watched like the sand surfing moment from Journey when like the sun is setting and it's all red and stuff. I've watched that before.
Okay.
That's a cool moment. And I guess people do watch people play games online and they want to see, or this part of the game is great and they want to see that. So that does definitely happen. It's just for me personally, it's way more shows. Like every couple of years, I'll watch like top 10 scenes from Lost because I'm like, yeah, they're gonna pick some great scenes from Lost, and I love Lost.
Actually, the way you put it, it does remind me that after I played Doki Doki Literature Club, I watched every video I could of people that played and streamed that game for a few certain key points, and people will know if they played that game what points they are to see how they reacted to it. But that was, I think, more for the reaction and not for the scene itself.
You're just a big fan of reaction videos? You love the YouTube reaction videos.
I just wanted to see how people reacted to those things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where that game turns into a weird thing.
I can't think of very many other scenes that like really stood out to me, and I wanted to watch them again.
Yeah, I don't generally go back and just watch scenes either myself. I'll just rewatch a movie or something if I want to watch like a movie.
I'll definitely do the scene. Sometimes I'm like, I just want to see that scene because it's real good. I want to see it again.
Oh yeah, I don't do that at all. Second, I'm graduating for university soon and it's terrifying. Trying to look for a real adult job and a place to live is a really new, scary experience. Since you've gone through that part of your lives, do you have any tips for someone about to leave college and go out into the real world?
This is a good question. Good question.
So you really need to budget is the thing. You need to know how much you're going to be making and how much you can actually spend. And then, like, I guess finding the job is the first part, really, for me.
Yeah. I don't have the... So I have my scenario is not like the typical scenario because I basically got my job while I was still in college. Because my last semester was an internship program, and then then they offered me a job as the internship was ending. So I didn't really have like this middle zone of like, now the job hunt begins. Now I'm kind of just in limbo waiting for like the next chapter to start. It had kind of like already started, and I transitioned immediately. What I would say though, and again, this is I mentioned this with like college as well, is like make sure you got like a friend group ready at the outside of that transition.
That definitely helps. Yep.
Like I moved to a new city, I moved to a new country, and had no friend group, and it sucked for a while until I managed to make friends. So I would say like try and, if you're going to be in the same area as your college friends, definitely hang on to them because that'll be a huge benefit. If you're moving to a city, which you might get a job that takes you out of town to a whole new town, that could very likely happen. Try and find friends as fast as you can. Meetup.com is good. Just for like, if you like board game meetups are happening like everywhere and stuff. So I would say try and find friends for sure.
Yep,
that'll definitely help. Your budgeting one is real good. Because you're not going to be with your parents.
It takes a while to get used to what you can... Like, at a point, you don't think about it anymore. You just know, I have this much, I need this much, and it's just whatever. But, like, something I'm pretty bad at is, like, you should have an emergency fund as well, just in case something real bad happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure you've been, like, told this from, like, parents and, like, counselors and stuff, too. Though. Like, start your retirement fund early, and I'm going to tell you, it sucks having to learn like what a 401k is if you're in like the States or whatever Canada's retirement plan is. Having to like study those and figure out what you want, it totally sucks. But it's just like I've said it before, man. Adult life sucks. When you come at like college is awesome. College is so much fun and awesome. You can take a nap whenever you want. Adult life sucks.
Yep.
And then and like tons of stuff even comes with the whole budgeting, because like now you don't have a cafeteria that you can go to anytime you want. You're gonna start having to cook a lot more. I don't know if you were in dorms the whole time during college, but You got to think about groceries all the time. You got to think about eating healthy, not just like sticking with ramen or whatever you were eating as a college student, whatever you could eat real quickly. Like there's a lot that's going to be changing. Because it is like a complete shift in kind of your day to day. Now you're working 8 hours a day and you don't have homework, which is nice, but I doubt you were doing 8 hours of class and homework combined each day. I know I wasn't. So it's a lot more work.
Yeah.
Mail sucks. I never get good mail. It's just bills that I forgot about.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Like every now and then I get a letter from my mom and that's great. But 9 times out of 10, it's a bill for something that happened like 3 months ago that I thought I had paid for, but no, I only paid for part 1. The bills never stop coming.
Yep. Yeah. Mail's a bummer. That turns into such a bummer. Because as a kid,
yeah.
when you get mail, it's because like grandma sent a card or something. Like
yeah, like you only get good mail. Because why would anyone send a kid a bill? Mail as an adult is always bad.
It's bad. Yeah.
So that definitely sucks. But again, yeah, no. Things to like just work on is like get in like a routine that works for you. Whether it's like, you know, every Monday night, me and my friends we do bar trivia. Like that's an awesome thing you can look forward to and have on like the repeat. Or if it's like, you know, every 3 days or every second day I go to the gym, you know, having routines that will definitely kind of keep you going. And that's important. You know, the friend group will probably get you, you know, 90% of the way the entire time, I think. So I've said before, college is designed to make you friends. Adult life is not. It is almost designed not to make you friends. Nobody wants to talk to anyone when they're an adult. So you have to put yourself out there. And the fact that you're still in college, like now's a great time to start. Try and make friends with people who are going to be in the area you're going to be, you know, make new friends that are going to be doing the same kind of transition with you. Like the more people you kind of have in your corner, the more it'll help out with for sure.
Yep. Very true. I guess one last thing. This is something I struggle with a lot too, is if you like need help, like find somebody that can help you. Like ask for help. Don't just like, whether that be like a doctor, family, like a good friend or something. If you need anything, like life is so much harder not asking people when you need a hand up. Just take it from me. Don't like swallow your pride. If you need something, find somebody that can help you. Just for the love of God. I wish that's something like, somebody had told me.
And that's a good point. I don't even know if it's necessarily being about like swallowing your pride, because like the thing is, everyone goes through like these kind of, you know, life milestones.
It's that you don't want to burden somebody else with your stuff, but like
well, like my point is being like there's a real good chance the person you're talking to has been in the exact same scenario as you.
Yeah, and even just a conversation with them will make you like will help somehow.
Yeah, it'll make you feel better. And like people will like the fact that you're writing into us because we've gone through it. Like you will have people near you that have also gone through a lot of the same things. So like you should feel totally fine asking for this kind of help because like they've done it too. And that was kind of like the, you know, find friends that are about to do the exact same thing.
For sure.
But yeah, no, like everyone's finished college and gone off, you know, if you went to college, obviously, but everyone's done these milestones. So it's not exactly new. People can help you. People want to help you.
For sure.
Definitely agree with that one. All right. People want to send in questions for next week. topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, and John's P.O. Box. We have episode names. We are going to do them next week when John is here. Yep. Just so everyone knows that. What's your game of the week, Paul?
Oh my God, I have 3 actually decent ones to choose from. I'm going to give it to Division 2. All
right. I'm also going to give it to Division 2. I didn't play it the most, but I had a lot of fun on the weekend.
Cool.
And our Ape Out episode was supposed to be tonight. Obviously, John's not here, and we wanted to be a part of that. It will be next week when John is back. We will be doing that episode then. So stay tuned for that. And that's going to do it for the show. We will see you guys next week. Thank you for listening.
Bye.